Along with all of the new clubs coming out for this year, there is also apparently a new way to mark your driver as well. And if you haven't seen it yet, then this is a picture of the driver that I'm talking about, which is Rickie Fowler's Cobra Dark Speed driver, of which he has had customized with the 3 stripes going down the center of the face. And so as most golfers do, we like to debate things, especially when those things are golf related. And so there has been a lot of debate on social media as to whether these markings on Rickie Fowler's driver are actually legal or if they are illegal to play in competition. And I mean, the main reason for this debate is that if you remember not too long ago, Heidiki Matsyama did a similar thing with his 3-wood, which he was later disqualified halfway through the tournament that he was playing in when using that 3-wood, as it was deemed to have an illegal substance on the face, which meant that it would result in changing the performance of that 3-wood. However, the 3-wood that Matsyama was using was made in a completely different way to that of Rickie Fowler's. Matsyama was using a whiteout type of substance which just comes out really thick, whereas Rickie's was done using a metallic silver Sharpie pen. So a few different very reliable sources have told me that Rickie Fowler's driver is legal to play, with the reason being that the Sharpie pen is just a lot thinner material, and if you run your hand on the driver you can't actually feel it, so therefore it won't affect the performance of that driver in any way. Now I was still a bit skeptical myself, as if you do have a look into some of the rules, some of the wording might sound like it would be illegal, but the rules are that complicated and there's that many of them that it is actually quite hard to decipher what the exact point where something is made illegal. And that was up until a point until I saw Xander Cha's driver that he's been using for the past year. And that pretty much all but confirms that Rickie's driver is legal to play, as Xander has said that he does struggle to see the markings on his Paradigm driver in the sun, so he decided to draw some on himself, and you can see by the picture that it does seem to be the same material that Rickie has used on his. And he's not the only one as well that has done this. There has been multiple pros in the past doing a similar thing, whether or not that's just a small little dot at the top of the face. This isn't the first time that it's actually been done.
Assistance with alignment by placing a small Sharpie mark is certainly allowed, but what was done there with that substance, what was very thick along the face, so now he's applied a substance to the face which renders the club non-conforming.
Pretty much anything that's thicker than a Sharpie, or even if you leave your launch monitor stickers on the face, they would all be classed as illegal, and if you were found out to have them in a competition, then of course you would be disqualified from said competition. So of course I did have to try this for myself just to see what it did look like behind the ball. Now a point I wanted to make first, that if you do look at most drivers these days, the logo on the crown is pretty much always closer to the heel than it is towards the toe. And that's because the face actually sits close to the heel, so there's always a bit more of the club head that sticks past the toe than it does past the heel. And when you're setting your driver behind the ball, that can make it look quite deceiving as to where the middle of the face actually is. Yeah, having 3 stripes down the center of your face does actually really help in trying to locate where the center of the driver is. And believe it or not, it does make it a lot easier, and I'm definitely going to be giving that a go myself. And the good thing is, if you really don't like it, it does actually rub off really easily. Just give it a bit of a lick on your finger and just rub it, and it comes pretty much straight off. Once you get a cloth and a bit more water on it, it'll be completely gone. And if you do struggle with finding the center of the face, or even if you just struggle to see where the center is when you're setting up to the ball, I would definitely recommend at least giving this a go, even if it is just on the range. You could even just do it every time you go for a practice session. But yeah, anyway, that is all for today. So as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.